Well said, Coach. Hey, Ray Farmer, why don't you jump in there? Do you believe that HBCU have the infrastructure to help support and develop elite athletes,
It's a tough
and
question.
why?
I can appreciate the question, and I wanted to jump in earlier. I'm glad. First, I got to say thank you for the invite to both you and K. Lou for inviting me to this, because I think what K. Lou doesn't know is my brother went to HBCU, so valedictorian in high school, super smart guy, graduated from Morehouse, got his PhD from Vanderbilt, got his PhD from Vanderbilt after that, got his MBA from Emory. So super smart guy, but to that point, had a unique experience, like Miss Thomas said, had an experience that changed him from aspiring to other things I think that people find important in this country to being focused on how can he help his community and give back. I think it's a different mindset that you have to engage in. But to answer your question, I think that's the number one issue that HBCUs are facing is infrastructure. And I think it starts not just with the athletic side, but the academic side and administration. Again, we start talking about budgeting. It's a vicious cycle that HBCUs face in the context of how much money do you actually have to spend to recruit kids, and how far is that recruiting arm going to reach? So the pipeline, as people would say in the league, is fractured in my mind, because you can only run the water to the curb. You can't get out of your city. You can't get too far down the street.
Right.
And so subsequently, you have to recruit more narrowly, which then puts you in a different boat for who you can actually get. And I believe I heard someone say earlier, you try to engage alumni, people that have had success outside, and get their kids to come back. And I think psychologically, a lot of the kids today, it's about the shiny. It's about what I'm going to get out of the process. And going to, I don't want to call anybody by name, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'll use my alma mater. Going to Duke University or going to Michigan or Miami, your university, they face an uphill battle. And I think the one thing that I know you guys made famous at Miami, Mike, was the idea of old is actually good. Right. I want to work out where Michael Barrow worked out. Right. I think there's I think there's value to that. No but doubt. I do think the vicious cycle they have is onboarding and getting kids to commit to that, because the facilities aren't the same as those major universities. The doctors or the infrastructure of medical care, I can't speak to it firsthand, but I would tell you there would be questions about that. And conversely, I would tell you it really doesn't matter. If you can play, the league will find you.